What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, Shakur Stevenson, Olympic silver medalist, undefeated two-division world champion, now unified WBC, WBO, super featherweight world champion, superstar boxer, Shakur Stevenson, 18 wins now, no losses, no draw, 9 wins by way of knockout. He is 24 years of age, 5'7" with a 68-inch arm reach. He dominates former undefeated two-division world champion, former WBC super featherweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer Oscar Valdez, who is now 30 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 23 wins by way of knockout, 31 years of age, 5'5" with a 66-inch arm reach. Shakur Stevenson, he dropped Oscar Valdez in the 6th round in this fight. It was complete domination from the opening round, okay, from the opening bell. Okay, I gave Oscar Valdez the 3rd round. He was competitive in the 3rd round. He was very active in the 3rd round. I gave Oscar Valdez the 3rd round. Outside of the 3rd round, Oscar Valdez was dominated. It was completely in reminiscent of when Floyd Mayweather fought Oscar Valdez's, mentor and stablemate and 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer, who's currently the undisputed super middleweight in Saul Canelo Alvarez. Okay, it was complete domination. Oscar Valdez couldn't lay a hand on Shakur Stevenson. Every now and then he'll land 2 straight right hands, or but as far as his jabs and his hooks, that's his strong point. That's his go-to, his hooks and his jabs, and those was not landing. He couldn't land a hook. He couldn't land a jab. He couldn't land a finger on Shakur Stevenson, point blank and period. Again, every now and then, he would land a double right hand when Shakur Stevenson was getting, complacent, or just standing straight, just standing flat-footed in a shoulder roll type of defense. Shakur Stevenson is southpaw. Oscar Valdez is an orthodox fighter, so the right hand is easy for him to get in, okay? But Shakur Stevenson, he made it his business and made it a point to go to Oscar Valdez's body to zap his power in the second half of the fight. He was landing straight left hands, straight right hands to the body, hooks to the body all night long, countering, coming up with 2-3 punch combinations up top, just dominating Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez's face started to show, the effects of getting hit cleanly all night long, okay? Pure domination. I expected Shakur Stevenson to stop Oscar Valdez. I thought Oscar Valdez was there to be stopped. I thought, once again, Shakur Stevenson, he just didn't step on the gas. Now, afterwards, Shakur Stevenson, he said he hurt his hand, and that's the reason why, he didn't step on the gas and stop Oscar Valdez. Every fighter says that, right? It's ironic. Every time a fighter is in a position where he can stop a fighter, he says he hurt his hand, right? And that's very possible. I'm not saying he doesn't, but, possibly he did hurt his hand. But I thought Oscar Valdez was definitely there to be stopped at some point in time, okay? If Shakur Stevenson was more offensive, letting his hands go and just being the aggressor at times, there's too often in the fight where Shakur Stevenson wasn't the aggressor. Shakur Stevenson was the aggressor in the fight, pressing the fight, and letting his hands go more. Clear domination on the part of Shakur Stevenson, and I think he stops Oscar Valdez. And going into the 10th round, I predicted a 10th round stoppage for Shakur Stevenson over Oscar Valdez, and it was definitely there by the 10th round, okay? Especially after the 6th round when he just turned it up on Oscar Valdez. It's levels, okay? I told everybody that, Oscar Valdez is just simply not athletic enough. He's a very good boxer. He can move. He's not flat-footed, as many boxers are, but he's not flat-footed. He's not very fisted. He has quick hands. He definitely has power in both hands. The problem is Oscar Valdez is not the athlete that Shakur Stevenson is. Shakur Stevenson's defense. At one point in time, Shakur Stevenson had landed 115 punches to Oscar Valdez's 70. Okay, and Oscar Valdez, anything other than a jab is considered a power punch. He didn't land many of those. Okay. And so, you can see the frustration in Oscar Valdez. A couple of times he took both his hands and just grabbed Shakur Stevenson lead hand and just tried to pull him into him, right? So that just showed the frustration on the part of Oscar Valdez, right? Shakur Stevenson was sharp. He was accurate, just as I expected. He was more defensively minded, as he normally is. And so with that, I definitely feel like he needs to close the show. I definitely feel like he needs to, step on the gas a lot more. When he fought Nakatilia, the fans complained that Shakur Stevenson was boring, right? He wasn't being very offensive. And I think in this fight, he definitely had opportunities. Now, again, he said he hurt his hand. Don't know what round he hurt his hand. But, if he hurt his hand, then, what can we do, right? What could he do, right? There's two other champions. And we know it looks like we're going to get Hector Garcia versus Gutierrez for the WBA strap. And we know that Kenichi Ogawa, he holds the IBF strap, okay? So with that said, those are two fights. But there's a WBC mandatory challenger in O'Shaquie Foster, who is very athletic, very fast, has power, very sharp with his punches, and very elusive. That's going to be a very interesting fight for Shakur Stevenson, because O'Shaquie Foster, yes, you don't let his resume fool you. He's very athletic, very fast hands, has power, okay? And, he's a difficult out, okay? So with that said, he is the WBC mandatory for Shakur Stevenson, okay? Because I believe that, we're going to get Gutierrez versus, Hector Garcia, okay? Hector Garcia, initially it was supposed to be Christopher Colbert, versus Gutierrez, but Gutierrez, he ended up, not being able to, he got injured. He wasn't able to have the fight. Then we know Chris Colbert ended up fighting Hector Garcia, and he lost to Hector Garcia, okay? And now Hector Garcia is in position to fight Gutierrez, because O'Shaquie Foster was Chris Colbert was the mandatory. So now Hector Garcia beating Chris Colbert, he's the mandatory. So you can expect to see Hector Garcia versus Gutierrez for the WBA title. And then you have Kenichi Ogawa, who's going to fight in June, I believe. So he's off the table. So it looks like O'Shaquie Foster, who's 19 wins, 2 losses, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout. He is 28 years of age, 5'8.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. So he has extremely long arms, okay? He's an orthodox fighter, and he's nearly 5'9", okay? So he has a 4-inch arm reach advantage over Shakur Stevenson. But the key here is he's very quick, he's very fast, he's very elusive, okay? The right hands that Oscar Valdez was landing tonight, the straight right hands, O'Shaquie Foster can land those straight right hands. His combinations, his hand speed, his foot speed is much better than Oscar Valdez. He's bigger than Shakur Stevenson, okay? He's the WBC mandatory challenger. That's going to make for a very interesting fight, because Shakur Stevenson is very defensively minded. Now, don't let the 2 losses in O'Shaquie Foster's on his record fool you, okay? That one loss was one back in 2016. The other one was 2015. That was 6 and 7 years ago, okay? Split decision losses early in his career, okay? With that said, O'Shaquie Foster is very fast, very big, very elusive, technically sound, very sharp with his punches. It's going to be a difficult fight, because what I saw tonight is Shakur Stevenson being able to be touched with that straight right hand, okay? The left hooks to the body, and, Oscar Valdez, Shakur is bigger and more rangy than Oscar Valdez. So O'Shaquie Foster is taller and more rangy than Shakur Stevenson. He's quicker, better athlete. So it's going to make for an interesting fight. And then I believe after that, he could possibly land the Kenichi Ogawa fight. And then the winner of Gutierrez, should he beat O'Shaquie Foster, the winner of Gutierrez and Hector Garcia, okay? So Kenichi Ogawa is with the Zone Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn, okay? He's 26 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 18 wins by way of knockout, 34 years of age, 5'8", with a 69-inch arm reach. Okay, so again, I believe he's going to fight this summer, against Joe Cordina, reportedly set for June in Cardiff. So it looks like he's going to fight in June. And Hector Garcia and Gutierrez, I don't know when they're going to schedule that fight. So look like we're going to get Shakur Stevenson versus O'Shaquie Foster next. Should he get past O'Shaquie Foster, then we could see him start to unify the belts. But he gets a dominating performance. I wasn't surprised over Oscar Valdez. Just complete domination. He's just a better athlete. He's a better pure boxer. He's sharp, more accurate, quicker feet. I was expected. I just thought that he's going to get a stoppage. So let's see how everything unfolds and plays out moving forward. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.